Just waiting on Paul. How are you doing, Paul? Come on. Right, we kick off. I know we're running a few minutes late, but just want to make sure everybody get in. Just welcome you all here tonight, and it's great that we have such great big numbers, and we appreciate the effort you made to come out in such a brutally bad night. I suppose as you can see from the posters around here, the reason for this meeting is to drive forward with Plan B in a two-part plan. Plan A was to get this dressing room done and paid for, and with the help of a great committee back over the last 4 to 5 years, that has been achieved, and the club is at this moment in time debt free. So I think it's a great reflection on the community that that was done in a 5-year period with the help of the whole community. And I suppose it goes to show what a great community Butlersbridge has, when in that time that this was paid for, the church was decorated, the priest's house was bought and paid for. There was a couple of other things done in the village. The school improvements were done, and I'm sure there was certain outlays by parents of school children in that regard. Also, the hall has been renovated, and so it's just I think it's to do this in that time. I think it's great. It's a great tribute to the community that Butlersbridge is, and I think, as I said, Plan B is the next phase. It's probably it might look difficult at this stage, but I think it's well achievable. Michael will talk on it later, but it's well achievable, as you can see from the posters up there that Paul Henry got together there today. It's within our grasp to have a fabulous facility out behind me here, to finish off what will be for the next 20 to 25, 15 to 20 years, a great facility for the youth of the community. So that's what we're looking to achieve, and I think it can be achieved with all our input and effort. So, as I say, it's great to see so many people here. I'm not going to speak too long on this. Michael Reynolds is the financial wizard within the area, and it's a pity that he wasn't involved in the central bank rather than the ACC, and he wouldn't be in the position he's in today. But
I'm broke at the moment.
He's heading north of the border after this for 3 years. But Michael has done a lot of work on this, and without further ado, I'll hand you over to him, because he has the figures, and he explained.
I just do briefly really as such. We met the county board tonight, just kind of at 7 o'clock in the day, more or less gave us their blessing, at least on it anyway. I suppose I do the simple version of this really as such. I said in a normal year it takes about in a normal year we bring in about 33,000 fundraising. Now forget about this draw. Stars and Ryan's lotto, August weekend, all that kind of stuff, bringing around 33 grand. It costs about 30 to 33,000 to run the club, you know what I mean? 30 in around that figure. So we're covering ourselves on that. And all those events are fairly well established. Stars and Ryan's been in 3 years now, brought in 4,600 there. The lotto is kind of in at the moment about 1,000 a month net. The August weekend invariably is in 6,000 to 7,000. We run a horse race night at Christmas, 2.5 grand. Membership 3,500. Gate for seats about 2,000. Sponsorship about 1,500. So they're all well-established events. They don't take a lot of running. They're in the calendar. We know what to do. The costs, I think, were fairly well under control. So, point of making, they more or less cover themselves. So it's the next phase of the project that we need to fundraise for. Now, there's a few kind of different scenarios here. If we sell 175 tickets, it would net us about 36,000 a year. A loan over 3 years And this is at stress rates 2%. In other words, the current interest rate and then adding on 2% and the assumption that interest rates might go up, it would cost us around 36,000 a year. So in other words, 175 tickets would just about pay the loan over 3 years. If we got to the magic figure of 200 tickets, it'd bring in 42,000 net a year, and we'd be paying out 36. So it'd easily cover the loan over 3 years. Now, in the proposal we put to the county board tonight, and which we'll be putting to Ulster Council and Pairc Emmett, or the bank, or wherever we're getting the money from, just to ease the pressure on cash flow, I'm assuming that we may have to do a loan over 5 years. So we're going for a loan over 5 years in the hope that it will be shifted in three years. And if we sell ideally sell the 200 tickets, we get there, we'll be home and dry. So we're kind of aiming for 200, well, we're not kind of aiming for 200 tickets, we are aiming for 200 tickets. And that'll get us over the line. And it's a 3-year thing. The last loan was a 5-year project, and it went fairly quickly. This is a 3-year project. And I think, to my mind, the glory of it is that we're done and dusted, we're home and hosed, we have the facilities here, the restroom and the pitch for the next generation of at least, as long as say 15, 20 years time. For next 15, 20 years we should have facilities here to cater for all the needs of the village. So really what I'm saying is, we try for 200, our target is 200, we're confident we can do it, and we're looking for support. That's the long and short.
So that's, I suppose, to reiterate after what Michael has said, and he's broken down very well there, the cost of doing the pitch is going to be 180,000 odd, ballpark 180, 185,000. That's we figure around that. We've got a grant of 80,000 from the lotto, so we need to raise 100,000. We need to borrow 100,000 and to raise 100 to pay back. That's what we're looking at.
We have about 17 grand in funds at the moment. There could be a few extras, and we need to run the club. So over the next few years, we just would like to, we could put more money to it, but we're soon, the whole lot's costing 185 odd. I say, a lot of fund of 80, loan of 100, with 5 or 6 inch ourselves. That excludes any possible grants we might get from the GA. They'll be down the road, we'll have to do the job first,
So what our plan is, and maybe I haven't delivered it strong enough there, but what we have here are what the club is proposing, and we hope to intend doing it with your support, is that we have a weekly draw, €5 to be included in the draw, so it's a €20 a month direct debit from your account. It's for 3 years. There's a €100 prize every week, which will be taken on the night of the lotto. The lotto is on every Saturday night. So the draw for the €100, a weekly prize of €100. So as I say, it's a 3-year. We're hoping a 3-year stint. We sell 200 tickets. We clear our debt. So the nub of the draw is that, as I say, it's €5 a week, €20 a month. There's a €100 prize every week, and there's some prizes then through the year. So that means, every week we're giving out €100 plus an early bird draw for a flat screen TV, a mid-year draw for a weekend break, a Christmas draw, and along with that, a life membership to the club, a one-off life membership to the club draw. So, as I say, that's how we propose to develop the new facility, the new pitch. What we'll have here is the pitch where it is at the moment, a running track around it. Over here behind the dugouts, we'll have a training area and a juvenile playing pitch. We'll be fenced along the river, so we have a little bit of ground behind the dugouts there, more than it's actually showing, down to the drain at the back. So we should have about half to 2/3 of the size of a normal pitch over there, and we intend to make that into a juvenile pitch. We intend to have it a sand-based at the moment. We have, the way it is at the minute, the plans, the quotes that we got, or the tenders that we got 6 tenders in. They're with the QS at the moment. We're meeting the QS tomorrow to see if everybody has tendered for the project on a level playing field. That everybody's tendered for the same job. That's why we employ the QS. Meet with him tomorrow to decide who gets awarded so we'll know in the next couple of weeks who's going to get the contract. So as I say, what we're down to at the moment is raising the 100,000 odd required. So as I say, we're
just coming there on, I think Mick Mudd made a good point here one night. The prize is brilliant. I know you can win 100, you have 50 chances a year, 52 chances a year win 100 quid. But the big prize is what it'll be the pitch that we have out there. I think that's the major prize at the end of the day.
As Michael says, the prize is what's going to be out here. It's going to be a facility that will be here to service the community for 20, 30 years at least. A facility that we can all be very, very proud of, and that this club rooms and facilities, and that was phase 1 of the project. We thought we would have had phase 2 done, which was the development of the field before this, but we were unsuccessful for a couple of years there in relation to application for sports capital funding. Thankfully we were successful this time, and we have got funds now to enable us to take it a step further and now complete phase 2. And when it is completed, together with the existing facilities that's here, it will be second to none, and it will be a huge, huge asset to the entire community. And I think it's something well worth everyone putting their shoulder to the wheel and going after it, and that we all have facilities that we can be proud of, and we'll not be looking out and wondering if the match going to be called off or whatever. We'll have facilities that will be here that will cater for training, will cater for all the age groups from right underage right up, and including ladies football. It'll be able to take the abuse that the current pitch is not fit to take, as you can see there. Once you get a bad spell, the pitch is in a mess, so hopefully we'll be putting all that behind us and going forward with top of the range facility. It may not be Prunty that's doing it, but it'll be a pitch on the same grounds as what Prunty puts in place. That's the type of standard that we're talking about here now. It's not a Mickey Mouse job, it's a good job that will stand the test of time and that will take abuse, and it'll be a huge, huge asset, as I said, to the community, and something that I think is well worth making a huge effort to make sure that it happens. And the benefits will be there for years and years to come. All the youngsters that's coming on in the area, they have the school expanding there, put an extension to the school to cater for the young people in that, and I think we owe it to them to provide proper facilities here for them to get out and be active and be energetic and all of that, rather than sitting in front of a computer and having problems with obesity and different things like that. This is what we want, a good healthy lifestyle for our young people, and I think the prize when it's all done will be massive, and I would highly, highly recommend it to everyone to really do what they can to make sure that this does happen.
So, as I say, we might just pass out. There's a sample of those tickets there. If you want to just pass them on around, you can take a look at them. So it's very similar to what the leaflet you have there. There are the tickets there. If you want to take a look at them and pass them back down.
There's only 180 left. One moment you maybe 10 sold.
Yeah. So as I say, it's a matter of driving on and getting the 200 sold as quick as we can. We get the project started. You know.
The other thing on that, if the call myself wasn't, but it'd be great at this stage. I suppose we're into a bit of conjecture. Would we sell 175? Would we sell 200? What would we sell? It'd be great if we can go to Ulster Council or go to the bank, wherever we're getting the money, and say, listen, we have 200 sold in our back pocket. It's much easier to get the money then than projecting what we might sell. So we have a month's deadline set. Maybe you were talking this, Paul, if you want to.
No.
To have 200 sold within the month. Because we have the August weekend coming up then, we just want to put this to bed, get it up and running. Maybe if the weather changes, get the contractors in, all things being equal. So that's the kind of the month's deadline on it. And as Paul said a good times, it's the same as Anthony. You might as well sell them this week as next week, you know.
It's a matter of getting up and running fast and getting it done. So, is there anybody with any questions there from the floor, or any comments?
Just one end. The training field, it's definitely going to be like even as it goes, it's going to be grass. It's going to be like.
It's going to be grass. It's going to be the training pitch will be same as the pitch. The dugouts are going to be knocked out of it there, so it's going to be it'll be a green field the whole way across, the same drainage, you know. So there's going to be no difference in level or anything like that. It's going to run, isn't it?
Just as Nick said, like you look between maybe now and Wednesday or whatever, you're going to underage tonight, you could have got us tomorrow night, someone else, like, you 16 minus or graduate, whatever, and if you've got a spare field to play on, it takes so much pressure off that field. And then same as that, even like youngsters playing games, like we come down some nights and there's underage games, and if we can't train, we just go down the side. If you fall in that, like you're tearing yourself to shreds. You know what I mean?
So, that is the idea that it'll be green grass the whole way across. We know, so that we can actually, in the winter, we'll be able to use the training pitch. There'll be lights on it, that we can save the main pitch in the winter, and it'll be available for everybody then, for to the good year, when you need it.
The training area will be finished to the same standard as the main field itself.
So anyone?
How long will it take?
Well, it's probably going to depend on when we get started. With the weather at the minute, the contractor wouldn't even venture to go in. So when we award the contract, we're going to push them, and anybody that's tendered said they want to start as quick as possible because the weather's coming up. The weather should be good for the summer, apparently, allegedly. So I would say it's a full.
Good news, though.
I hear you have a classy bag over the child of Prague. That's why you're still raining. Take the bag off. Take the bag off, will you? But it's going to have to lie for at least a year, I suppose, But it doesn't matter who does it or when it's done. It'll take that little time to get the bed in and settle in. It'll be up to the contractor to tell us when we can go back on it, because it'll be the year at least, But the sooner we get started, the sooner we get back on it, I suppose that's the thing, If Val had stopped the rain, not working enough water behind you.
You don't know all you're paying and you're paying against us, you know.
I never seen you only on the bench. Anyway, somebody quit the heckling down the back. Without the heckler.
Sorry, Your Honour, just to say, I'd just like to congratulate the senior committee on all the work they've done so far in bringing it to this stage. I mean, not only the room that we're in, but we're looking out on a wet pitch now, and anyone who's training teams or looking after teams knows the nightmare it can be to reorganise games. So you're living in hope all the time that there won't be a shower. It's essential, I think, that this is driven on, and that the proper state-of-the-art pitch is made available to the kids. And I think it's essential as well. Nick put it well there, that everyone puts their shoulder to the wheel. Not just the people in this room, but just to say to the people in the room that we need to spread the word and get it out there. There's enough of work being done in the background on our behalf here, and everyone will benefit from this in the long run. And I think Gaelic football is about playing football, but it's also about the community, and what this can offer the community, is priceless, really. So, just congratulations to you all, and best of luck with it.
Through the chair, can I just kind of echo what Joe has already said, and just to say to people maybe who are having doubts about the wisdom of proceeding with a venture like this at this particular time. When the pitch was put there in 1985, when the project started, the situation in Ireland at the time was something like as it is now. There was a recession, and I remember we sent out letters to the community looking for £100 at the time, and we were threatened with execution and everything. We were told we should be locked up, we should be put in jail, we were mad. But yet, as soon as the thing started and people saw that there was going to be a pitch right in the village for the first time ever, everybody rode in behind. And I would, as Joe said, I would exhort everybody to do the same on this. Because we're not talking about 2014 or 2015, we're talking about the future. And anybody who has ever been down here, say for the Ambrose Shannon Cup, and you see the pitch absolutely dotted with children, we can see that there is a huge need for it. And they are the future of the club. And what we do this year or next year will determine what that future is going to be like. So I again congratulate the committee on their foresight in putting these plans together, and I'd exhort everybody to row in 100% behind it. And as Joe said, to spread the gospel further afield as well.
Mentioned the pitch, there's also a walking track around the pitch. With the likes of Terry and Mary Shannon and people like that. Just to care for everybody, that, you know, the walking track can be community based.
Major opportunity.
Something like that.
The internet agents open the opportunity.
Just what Terry just mentioned about the kids and that, like, sometimes it's very hard getting numbers down. Like, I know when we were younger, like, it's so fundamentally vital. Like, if kids come down and see a great facility, they're going to want to come down. They're not going to be competing with rugby or soccer or anything else that they can run in and out the town. Because they're going to see a great facility that hopefully is going to be here. They're going to want to come out and play. Do you know what I mean? You won't be fighting for competition, you're fighting for, like, to challenge other sports and keep the club going. Like, it's actually going to, like, the seed of the whole thing if it goes well, you know. I think it's really, really important.
Sorry for putting in here, but it should be also borne in mind that all the facilities for underage is free down here. Very few sports can say that you can come down your kids without any.
We're the only club.
We're the only club on here.
We're the only club in the county that have free facilities to all underage players.
So I suppose just with regard to underage, the underage setup in the club is vibrant at the minute. Claire came in as chair this year, and she's taken up the mantle that Joe has held there, and she's run with it. And I think the underage structure is going from strength to strength, and that's through the support of the parents of the children that are encouraging them to go down here, and also the coaches that we have are second to none in the county, and the style of football that are, if you come down to matches here, the style of football that our underage teams are playing, and the level of success we have for what we would be perceived as a small club. I don't like that thing of a small club, because we're not a small club, you know, but people perceive it as a small club. The level of success that we achieve at underage it's well known in the county, and people respect what's been done down here at underage level, and I think that this will be a further driver to that we have a facility that the kids can use all year round, and we have the light and all that up as well. So I think, you know, that's what the drive is to have something for, like, Andy's the captain of the senior club here, and a great captain he is, and he knows that he's not going to get the benefit of, even at 27 years of age and 3 months, 7 days, even at that age, he's not going to get the full benefit of this. But it's the under 6s kickers, the under 8s, under 10s, under 12s, under 14s. They're going to benefit from this. This is the project for them, more so than the project for the seniors, and that's the driver for us here at the senior committee, is that when they get to 21, 22, 23, that, you know, that they're used to playing on a surface that everybody else, that a lot of other clubs in the county are familiar with, and that's what we want to have for them, is that when they get to senior level, that pitch is there. When they come up for under 12, under 14, under 16, that facility is there that probably wasn't there for you know, and it's like a family. Everybody wants to give their family bring them to the next level, give them something else, and that's where we see it as a committee, is that we're putting something in place for the future of the club, so that the club will grow, will be vibrant, and have something to be proud of, and that's where we're coming from. So I'm not going to keep you here any longer. I think if there's anyone else wants to say anything, you know, we can talk all night about it, but realistically, it's about what's on the tickets and what's on those 4 posters, is that we need to drive it on from here, and we need to spread the word that we're going to achieve the goal. Plan B is to have a state-of-the-art pitch out there, and that's where we want to be in a year and a half's time that we're opening it, however it may be. So, as I say, I think there's not too much more. I suppose maybe I'll just reiterate the ticket. That is the ticket there, and just to, as I say, we passed around a few. It's a £5 a week, basically, €20 a month direct debit out of your account, or you know, we're hoping that'll be, we're looking at a €5 week, okay, for the next 3 years. €100 prize every week, and some other prizes mixed through. And as I say, that's what we're driving at. And we're hoping, and as Helen says, we want to get them started, we want to get them sold within the next 4 weeks, so that we can start the process of drawing down the money to get the pitch started. So we're setting ourselves 4 weeks. We want to have the direct debits coming out in July. So we want to get them back in, sent into the bank, and get it running from there. So as I say, we're giving ourselves 4 weeks to do it, and we'd appreciate all the help we can get. We appreciate you coming here tonight in such large numbers, and we would ask you to go and spread the word that we need the help of the community. The football club and the community want this. The whole community needs it and wants it. So we'd ask you to, when you're talking to people in the community, that this is the goal, is to raise 100,000 so that we can have a pitch that our kids can be proud of.
And when we have, we say people for tickets, we just come back here and
Every Monday night from 8 to 9 o'clock, there's going to be somebody here collecting the tickets, and we're collecting the money.
so we just go and get tickets.
Yeah, so we, you know, all the committee will have tickets. So whoever wants tickets, if you know somebody who wants to buy a ticket, you can ring some member of the committee. We'll give you the ticket to bring with you. They can, you know,
They fill out the details. You can
send
do
out
that.
yeah.
So from next Monday night on, you can have
From tonight.
From tonight on, we'll hand out tickets tonight for anybody who wants to bring tickets with them. I think that's.
And it's just that people are going to be careful of the ticket, because it is a proper official document, and that, like, it is the standing order and all is on that.
So what should be? I'll just you tear off that bit, and you give you bring back this piece, and you give the rest to the.
That goes to the bank.
Yeah, this all goes to the
And
bank.
that comes back to us.
Well, yes, send the standing order back to us, at least in the bank.
Yeah.
You know, it's easier control.
Yeah. So basically, you know,
It's
that's.
all around the bank details.
Yeah.
To the chair, when are we talking about starting the deductions? Like, all the deductions need to start at once, so should we lead a
First week in
fairly
July.
tight planning campaign from here on in to actually send the tickets over the shortest period possible and make the starting date, decide on the starting date?
We kind of a 4 3 week lead in, I'm sure, Jim, you know what I mean, between standing order going to the bank and being set up and getting it up and running, you know. We could be a bit optimistic that it start in July, and I it's definitely the 1st of August.
The target date is the 1st of July. 1st of July. We'll try and stick with that target.
We want to
We
the whole 200 going in one day.
Yeah, if we can get them all rolling over together, so much the better. So that, because it's much easier. Now, Helen and Michael done Trojan work here in relation to the last draw, because they were coming in at all sorts of times and different amounts and that, and to try to keep a count out of them and all that. And we're indebted to you for the work that you've done in relation to that. So to try and make their job a wee bit easier. If they're all coming in at the one time,
It's just easier to manage.
it's much
Plus,
easier
they'll
to
all
manage.
qualify for the €100 a week.
Yeah.
If they're all in on the one
Yeah.
start, they'll all be in for the first
It leaves it a lot easier
draw.
to administer. It leaves it a lot easier to
Yeah.
administer.
Plus, if you have 118 for the first draw, then you have 119 for the following week, and you have 195. You know, it messes up the whole thing for people for the €100 a week as well. You know,
That's
so
why
it's easier.
we're giving ourselves 4 weeks to have the tickets sold, so that we can, you know, and as they come in, we'll send them into the bank so they can get up.
I think, Chairman, it's a great start. Like, we have a fantastic start here tonight. Like, and you know, if we could just about mostly about 50 people here. You know, I mean, if we could get a sort of a partial spread in the news, like, just to get the commitment from people that maybe tap up 4 people that they know. You know. And I think from talking to people around, like, the positivity is very good, like, at the minute. And you know, when you talk about raising money like this on a scale of this, you know, of this size, like, usually people put down the head and hate. Like, you can see tonight that there's huge interest in the thing, like, and that people aren't afraid to sort of put their head above the parapet. So. This is one drive. This is one big drive. The final drive for to really finish the capital fundraising for the club for the next 20 or 30 years. I think it's a great chance. We have 80,000 in the bank from the grant. It's I think it's a fantastic start. Together with the crowd this here tonight, I think that we can achieve this no, well, not without problems, but we can certainly achieve this within the next month.
Point just to make on it, the fact our target is 200 tickets. Now I think that's well within our capability to sell that 200 tickets in the community here in Butlersbridge to people that's going to personally benefit from the facility here. Maybe not the parents themselves, but their children will, and maybe their grandchildren and that. And it's a huge investment in the young people of the community in that. And once you're able to offer the rewards of the facility that's going to be here at the end of the day, that's a huge advantage rather than going to someone totally blank and trying to sell them a ticket. Like that day is gone. People have to get value for their money, and I think they're getting huge value for their money here for $5 a week. It won't even buy you a pint, I don't think. What's the pint for?
Depends on who's buying it.
And the Kilmore is €7. But it's less than a pint a week, so it is, and I think the return that you're getting on that is massive for the generations to come. You know, I would ask everyone to do their utmost to go out there and sell it, and you don't have to go chasing up people that has no connection with the bridge or anything. There's people that's going to benefit personally from it that I think will buy these tickets, and that's why I'm so enthusiastic about it that we'd have the 200 sold. You know?
And I just want to thank you all for coming. Just the last point I'll make is when I'm looking up here at where it says Plan B, I suppose the pressure of that is that we've got 80,000, but we don't get that 80,000 if we raise 100, and it'll be an awful. The 80,000 itself brings its own pressure because we don't, as I say, we don't get it unless we raise 100 to go along with it. It'll be an awful thing to have to be said that we had the opportunity of grasping 80,000, we didn't take it because we didn't take the chance of going for it. And that was the driver for us really. When we got the 80,000, we said we have to go for it. We might never get a chance again of getting the amount of money of 80,000 in advance. We have to go for it, and I think this is the ideal way to go for it. So, as I say, with that, if there's anybody else wants to add anything, if not, Maggie and Carol have been working diligently in there all evening making tea, and I'm sure they'll be delighted to provide further refreshment.